The Basque culture is very much alive in Boise today. At the Basque Museum and Cultural Center, exhibits showcase the history of the hardworking Basque people.
The Basque people are a cultural group that come from the Pyrenees Mountains between Spain and France. In the early 1900s, immigrated to the United States, specifically the western United States.
The Basques often immigrated to work as sheep herders. They weren't necessarily sheep herders in the Basque country, but it was the job available in the American West and didn't require much English. So the men made their homes in Idaho, Oregon, and, like my family, Nevada and California, living in solitude on the range all year until winter, when they'd come into town and stay in boarding houses.
And they would return to the boarding house every winter and stay there, and it was kind of their home away from home. They paid a little money, had 2 or 3 meals a day, a warm bed, and company, which I think was kind of the big one for being away from everyone for such a long time. It was more about being able to communicate.
And when they were together, the Basques passed the time with music and dancing and handball, the sports and culture still celebrated today as visitors stop by the museum.
It continuously gains more and more interest from people of all backgrounds, all over the world, and it's just a great thing for us to be able to showcase the Basque culture and then also kind of bring others in and be part of the Basque culture that's so rich in this area. The Basques are a cultural group that originate in the area of the Pyrenees between Spain and France and immigrated to the western United States anywhere from the mid-1800s to the mid-1900s. The Basques settled in the Boise area because it was more or less the central hub for Idaho and northern Nevada and even eastern Oregon to find jobs. It was the area that they would have the most connections. The lives of Basques in the United States was a difficult one for the most part. They were coming to find work. Most of them were quite poor, didn't have a high level of education, didn't speak English, and so they had to find work as quickly as possible. There were only a few opportunities as far as those jobs, and it was the jobs that Americans didn't really want to do, working with the sheep out in the middle of nowhere. The Basque Block is a small little area in downtown Boise that holds several Basque restaurants, the Basque Museum, and the Basques Cultural Center. So a visitor on the Basque Block can take part in several different opportunities. They can visit any of the Basque restaurants that we have and try some of the food, some of the drinks that are popular in the Basque community. They can also visit the Basque Museum and Cultural Center and learn about the history of the Basques, immigration, and the significance of the Basques in the United States today. They can partake in events such as San Ignacio Basque Festival in July. San Ignacio, or Saint Ignatius in English, is the Basque patron saint. We gather on the street, the dancers perform, there's lots of food and drink, music playing, and a street dance. There's also Basque sports of pilota and handball. Music and dance are pretty significant for us in Idaho. They're probably the most visible parts of the culture here. We see the Oinkati dancers that began in 1960. Accompanying them is a music group, and those parts of the culture are equally as important. Some people may be more interested in sports than dancing or food or music, so they choose their route to participate in culture. The significance of San Ignacio is just an opportunity to celebrate the Basque culture. Having a local area or a place to gather for the Basque community is very important in continuing a lot of the culture. It's more than just an event. It's a whole network, I would say, of extended family and opportunities and very welcoming people willing to help each other out in incredible ways.